going to be great.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to another episode of Always Almost There, day after show live. It is Sunday afternoon. It is cloudy here in Charlotte, North Carolina, and Goose played a heater of a show last night. I'm here, of course, my good friend Neil. Hi, Neil.
Sounds like you enjoyed the show.
Yes, I did. The crusade for my voice to fully come back is not going well because, I keep going to shows. So
yeah, well, you have 2 days off, so good news. You got tonight, you got tomorrow night, and then
totally
you're
have
right
a night off tonight. Definitely not going to a show tonight.
Oh yeah, you're definitely not doing that.
No, definitely not.
Sounds terrible.
It is. It's awful. Tour sucks. Anyway, before we get to the show, of course, just a reminder about our amazing fall tour partnership with Hannah and Kait, aka the Cacao Girls. If you've ever wanted to elevate your concert experience beyond your usual pre-show routine, Hannah and Kait have created something amazing called the Conscious Pregame. Whether you're at the show or on the couch, they guide you through cacao ceremonies and meditative rituals to ground your energy, open your heart, and connect more deeply with the music, the moment, and the community. Visit www.hannahandkait.com and use code AATPOD at checkout for 15% off any purchases over $25, including tickets to the Conscious Pregame in Richmond, which is only 5 days away. Not a week, not 6 days, 5 days away.
5 days.
Coming up on Friday.
Yeah.
Neil, are you going to be at that show?
Which show? Richmond? No,
yeah.
I can't be at Richmond, but I will be in Philly. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a really good time. I cannot wait.
It's going to be great. Well, we're going to talk about last night's show, PNC Music Pavilion, second of 2 shows with Penelope Road opening. We got some sit-in action later on in the night. But this venue, of course, much bigger shed than Alpharetta. I think this place holds close to 20,000. And they did close the lawn for Goose last night. And by close the lawn, I think they moved people who had purchased lawn tickets into the pavilion, but the lawn was still open. So that's why there's like a circulating picture on Reddit of like the lawn with like 10 people total on it, which looks kind of ridiculous. But that's just because some people wanted to still be on the lawn and went up there. But the pavilion was full, which is cool.
Some people dig the lawn, man. You
Yeah.
Bring a blanket. You just want to spread out.
Honestly, spinner's dream if you were on that lawn last night.
Yeah. Hey, folks should enjoy this while they can. There are spaces for you to dance right now. It's a wonderful thing. It's not going to last forever. So, folks want to post pictures online and make conjecture about how Goose doesn't sell sheds. They can go ahead and do that. And, I think they'll get some momentary wins. But it's not going to last forever, so folks should enjoy it while they can. I think we're very lucky that we have these sheds with some room to move. Because over the last few years of being a fan of the band Goose, they were really big on selling every place out, which made it really suck in some locations. Certain venues just were not ready for that. Or certain venues just really wanted to sell more than the reasonable amount of seats or spaces for that particular show. I know you've been at a bunch of them. I've been at a bunch of them. So, hey, man, those days are behind us. We're now into big sheds with plenty of elbow room, so I love it.
I would personally rather a shed with a little bit of space than literally zero space. And this is a good shed. I heard some mixed reviews about PNC Music Pavilion, but I really liked. Sound was great, lights were great. Again, I like how big stage is here. You can see my background behind me. That was my view last night. But the light rig is so much taller, right? Because they can space it out more. So I feel like the production feels bigger than even in some indoor spaces where it might hold a similar number of people.
Would you say there's more air in this venue than most venues?
Not as much air as Alpharetta, gotta say. I wouldn't call this venue airy.
So if you were going to rank venues on terms of the amount of air in the venue, would you say this is like tier 2, tier 3, maybe?
I'll say tier 3. In terms of area, on a scale of 1 to Alpharetta, this is the tier 3.
Alpharetta being the GOAT.
Okay. Alpharetta being the airiest venue that I've ever been to. I'm just
the airiest.
Okay. let's talk about this show here because this is a great show.
Top to bottom, pretty good.
This is great because I feel like we haven't gotten a lot of shows like this where you look at it and top to bottom, it's a great show. There's not really a lot of holes, not really holes setlist wise. The flow is great. Like, you don't have an Alpharetta Madhavan level jam, but overall the show is really good. And there's a good amount of interesting improv in different places.
You get 1 hour of jamming that crosses a set break.
Yes.
Like 1 solid hour of sick jams in a show. I think that's something that everybody should be excited about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lots to talk about.
All right. Well, let's dive right in. First set kicks off with Nightstill. Has Novel ever opened a show? Wait. Please hold. It is not. Okay, not a 3-pack of openers. But we get Royal, Iguana Song, I'm Writing a Novel. First time Royal has opened a show, and fits right at home in this slot. Big fan of it here. I think it's going to open a lot of shows in the next year, I'm going to say.
Yes, please.
But yeah, great tone setter. It felt a little slow last night. I think the tempo was a little less than it has been. Maybe
they borrowed a few of the BPM from this one and threw it onto Madalena the other night, but I don't know. Yeah, man, I complain about the 3-pack of openers only because it gets mundane. This is different because we're not used to hearing Royal in shows, and it felt crisp last night. Like Royal is exactly where it needs to be. And if I'm picking 3 songs to open a show, I don't know if I can do much better than Royal, Iguana Song, and then a pretty sick cover of theirs. That's great. Iguana was about 12 minutes or so you get a little bit of the Iguana jam, which is excellent. And then I'm Writing a Novel had just about the most fire Peter guitar solo I'm Writing a Novel has ever had, at least in my opinion.
Ooh.
I would my socks were
go Writing a Novel.
I don't know about that. I mean, I don't know how one can rank versions of I'm Writing a Novel. It's all like on Peter's solo, like whether or not Peter's solo absolutely rips, and it always rips. I love it. But this one was like fiery. Peter's been practicing the guitar. He's been a guitar player his whole life. So
yeah, I mean, he sounded great. I agree.
Yeah, he sounded good.
Yeah, I mean, and the Iguana, I said like Royal was a little slow, and then Iguana just brought the energy right up with the jam. So speaking of Peter playing guitar, that was very, very good. Next up, nice little mid first set bit of improv here with Drive into Me and My Uncle. Great little kind of space that they found in this Drive jam. First of 2 incredible segues that happened last night. A lot of patience in this transition. I will say I wish the Drive was longer, but
you don't say.
Yeah, I know, crazy,
Big
right? Big surprise. Ryan Storm wishes the jam was longer. Yeah. Whoa, more at 11. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought they were all meshing together really well. Trevor especially doing some really cool stuff in this jam, and the Rhodes tone. Ooh.
Yeah, man, this sounds like a broken record at this point, but Trevor really sounds good these days, and focusing in on his playing is now my favorite thing to do. This Drive does one thing the entirety of the whole Drive. It doesn't make many changes, and it's a kind of very one-note jam, which is kind of this cool repeating riff that Peter starts, and then Rick just kind of does the Rick thing over it. But then on the underside, you have Trevor doing whatever Trevor feels like in melodic bass playing. He's not really being a bass player here. He's being a very melodic instrument. So not so much rhythm section here. Peter is more the rhythm section component with the drums, and then Trevor's given the space to do what Trevor has been doing exceptionally well. Man, he's such a fascinating bass player because he has the typical bass player like vibe of just you don't know he's there and he's just laying it down, and then all of a sudden you notice he's there, and when you do you're like, whoa. Yeah, and I love that about his bass playing. If he was like a really flashy bass player who was just doing like the like all the time, that would be annoying. And I don't I love bass players like that, but I don't think they would do well in a band like this. And picking your spots to really shine is, it's a good thing. And it allows for moments like these where this drive, he kind of is playing exceptionally well, and it makes the whole jam.
Yeah, very well said.
Yeah.
Mamu, always a treat. I saw the Play Mamu guy in Louisville. Not sure if he was there last night though.
Does he still travel with the sign? I don't know the Play Mamu guy.
He wears the shirt.
Oh, he's got a shirt.
Every single show that he goes to, he wears the Play Mamu shirt. So
he's not a Northeast guy. He just did the Cap Theater thing, and then I don't know where's the Play Mamu guy for? I've never seen him, I guess is my point. I generally only do Northeast shows.
Right. He's around. I don't know. I guess Midwest.
I'm gonna have to meet this guy. Well,
but anyway, first set closes out here with Your Ocean, Silver Rising, and then a huge hunger site. Your Ocean and Silver Rising, not much to say about either. First Your Ocean in quite a while. Last one was Vegas at the beginning of June. Another song coming off the shelf, back into rotation. Not that there are enough shows for us to see it again on this tour, but good placement. Silver Rising, nothing to really say about it here. And then this hunger site, I was expecting, like your, what is it, Remlinger Farms type thing where, 12 or 13 minutes, close the set on a high note. They really draw this one out and kind of just work on that patient build thing that Hunger Site does. This reminded me a lot of that summer 2024 Hunger Site vibe where they, will just basically do the Hunger Site peak jam for 18 minutes. And then they would move into a different space. This one does that and then goes into this other thing that they love to do in Hunger Site occasionally, which is that halftime, Cotter smashing the cymbals, more heavier rock oriented ending, which I believe they did SPAC last year. But this was a phenomenal way to close out the first set.
Yeah, I have a question. Would you say they earned the Your Ocean? Did they earn it?
I'd say so. I mean, I like the placement for this song. Works well late first set.
I love Your Ocean in the first set. It's awesome, and I think it was perfect right here. I think that's a pretty fiery start to a set, and you needed a little bit of a cool down. You get it. Your Ocean is an incredible song. It's an opportunity to just listen to Rick croon, so that's great. And then I love the new arrangement of Silver Rising. For a while, I've been trying to put my finger on what it is that it reminds me of, but it hit me last night while I was listening to this. And it sounds like, have you ever seen the movie American Beauty? As they transition into scenes, there is the intro sound to this, whatever instrument that is exactly, it's the same
marimba-y type thing.
Yeah, I don't know what it is exactly. I don't know if marimba is what it is, but it reminds me of that movie. And it's really cool. I love this approach to it. It gives Peter really an opportunity to kind of play up a little bit. And yeah, I don't know. It's refreshing. And man, I got to be honest with you. I've heard a lot of Silver Rising. So to have a little different approach is kind of exciting. So I am stoked about the Silver Rising, and I find myself looking forward to it. This is the third version like this. And I think first one was Park City. Second one was in Burlington, and now this is the third one. I could be wrong. There might be one
also New Hampshire.
Right, of course. Yeah, it's cool.
Hunger Site.
And then the Hunger Site is huge. 20 minutes, not necessarily a big time jammer, but great first set closer. I mean, let's get the fire all the way through. And I love big rock and roll Hunger Site. You can throw this into any show. It's sick. This is the beginning also of a 1 hour segment of just jammers back to back to back. 1 hour and almost 10 minutes, which is really bananas. If you add it all up. And then if you add the Hollywood Nights on the end of that, it's
even
20 minutes. it's kind of
nuts. Would you say?
Yeah, it's crazy where the tear they go on here, but it is a hell of a tear, and it all starts with Hunger Site to close out this set.
There we go. But yeah, I mean, phenomenal way. I love closing a set with a big jam rather than, a shorter closer tune. It's cool.
I just like the Ripper to close it. Like Salt to close the first set, like Ripper,
Yep.
like excellent. And this has Ripper and Jam kind of. I like that approach to ending a set more so than I like, Animal closing out the first set, which is also one of their big favorites to close out a set.
Yes.
But everybody's got their preferences, man. I'm not, I've been reading the comments lately on the pod. Listen, we're not the fun police. We're definitely not the fun police.
We're
I'm not
definitely
the
the
arbiter,
fun police.
the arbiter of what's fun and what's not. If you like Animal to close out the set, then cool. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm never going to say that on the spot. Like, if you like Animal as a set one closer, I think you're wrong. No, I'm not going to say that. But I am going to say what I prefer, and I prefer something like this Hunger side. And, it's all about the vibes. If you're into the vibes, then just do it. I don't know. I just felt like I had to say that.
There you go.
It seems like a lot of people lately feel like we're the fun police. We're not the fun police. Ryan kind of is the fun police, actually. That is true. He's kind
Can't
of
help it. Cannot help it. All right. Put your soapbox away and let's talk about set 2.
All right, fine.
So we open up with Thatch here. This is pretty. It's a Thatchy Thatch. It does the Thatch thing for quite a while. And then we get a nice little few minutes of Westville Rockdale-y tension darkness, which is always a treat when they throw that in. But overall, this is a pretty standard version as far as Thatch goes. I think it Patient Funk, big rocking peak keeps going, big rocking peak keeps going.
Yeah.
And then then you get that dark section, and then we get more big rocking peak.
I'm okay with that. That is not a bad way to open up a set. I don't know, man. Like me, I dig the dissonance thing, and I think it fits here. What I like most about it, that section, I think that's the section that sticks out the most. It's actually a really short part of this Thatch in general, but the rumble coming out of the rhythm section here between like Trevor, I don't know exactly what effect Trevor is using on, or like which pedal, but he's very much underneath the drums on this instead of like on top of the drums, if that makes any sense what I'm saying.
Yep.
And the effect that you get is almost like he's augmenting the drums. He is not like a bass player on top of the drums. And it's just a rumble, and it's like, and that is sick. And I hope they do more of that little thing, because that was the best part of it. I mean, I dig the weird and all of that stuff, but that's not what I love about this Thatch jam. I love that rumble that they got out of the rhythm section. And then, of course, sustained Thatch peaking for, 20 minutes. Not bad.
Yeah.
Sign me the hell up for that. I mean, it's not, exploratory jamming or anything, but it's still, the ingredients of an excellent show. So you're just blazing right now. You can get the hunger sights fire, and then like you start the set and it's just Thatch and it's fire. So if you're at the show, you're having a hell of a time. You're just throwing down.
Yep.
You might even at this point, you might have lost your voice. Some people in attendance may have lost their voice by this.
That was actually during Hollywood Nights. Well,
let's move on then.
Yes,
nice segue here.
I would like to give a huge shout out to the band for audibling this Creatures Hollywood Nights, because the written set was planning on a Redbird Kylie, which is not nearly as exciting.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Shout out for the audible. I'm going to say that Kylie would not have gotten the same reaction from the crowd that Hollywood Nights did.
I have a question.
Redbird Goose would be fun, though.
Yeah, right. And Redbird is long overdue. And yeah, I'm curious what's going to happen when they finally do play it. But did anybody in attendance at the show remove their shirt? Did they pop the top, as it were?
I would say
do a helicopter motion over their head.
Jeff Hill wasn't there.
Jeff Hill is inspiring a movement. I think people everywhere are doing this when you get a big Hollywood Nights. I mean, if you haven't done this during Hollywood Nights, the however many people who are listening to the pod right now, I implore you to remove your shirt during the next Hollywood Nights and then do the helicopter motion above your head.
I bet you that would have been the activity for the wide open lawn. If you were up there last night, like just there we go. Thank you, Ben. Someone in the pit did in fact take off their shirt.
All right. You gotta
Maybe
pop
it
that
was
top.
Lucas.
Lucas doesn't seem like a pop topping guy.
No, Lucas, was it you?
Yeah.
It was him.
Yeah. Grady might be a pop topper. I don't know. I've never seen him do it, but he seems like that's something he might do.
We're speculating.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this Creatures into Hollywood Nights this was the highlight of the show for me by far. You get a fantastic Goons segment in the Creatures, and then beyond the Goons, there's a nice little major key shift that happens. You know, Peter doing some fantastic synth pad work, and then basically like a 3 or 4 minute long segue into Hollywood Nights. And it's
more than
beautiful.
That. It's more than that. The segue
it's like 5 minutes. Peter starts playing it, and they all just slowly start moving in that direction because they're coming out of the Goons. They're in the full disco beat, which is not what Hollywood Nights is. And the way that Cotter just slowly but surely shifts the way that he's playing to get into the right tempo and the right cadence is so cool. Blew my mind.
Yes. Well, I mean, so 25 minutes of Creatures is interesting because about 5 minutes of the tracking of that Creatures is just the transition into Hollywood Nights.
Yeah.
And the fact, so this is one of the occasions where I'm 100% okay with the use of the word patience, because boy, it must have been hard to not just jump into the song, because they were jamming Hollywood Nights for at least 5. And then if you're following the tracking and you're saying, well, it starts right when Hollywood Nights starts right when the Hollywood Nights track begins,
which is when they move into the proper key.
Yeah, which is that, and that's the only thing that happens at that moment. They're not actually just playing the song yet. It's still a little bit longer before they kind of jump into the song. But that key change is weirdly abrupt. It's almost like they could have just faked it and they could have just gone with it in the wrong key and nobody would have noticed. But
definitely would have noticed. I don't know if you ever sang a song, Neil, but it's not easy to then sing it in the wrong key.
Is it? I mean, okay. Well,
it makes a difference.
I understand, it'll feel different, sound different, but if you're singing in one key, I mean, I don't know, whatever. I'm not gonna debate this with you. If it's a different key than it normally is in, sure, but if it's a key that you're used to singing in, it would be fine, I guess is my point. But in any case, this is cool. I really enjoy it. This is not, you think something tracked as a 25-minute Creatures, this is going to be on your Jam of the Year playlist. I don't think that's going.
No, I mean, the jam starts 9.5 minutes in. You get some nice goons, and then it's Hollywood Nights for the rest of it.
Yeah. And it's the dirty, grimy, industrial goons. This is not poppy EDM kind of make you feel happy and you want to high five and hug your friends. This is like a this
sweaty
is terrifying.
European club.
Yeah, this is it might be too much, and you have to go back to the wide open lawn to take a break because it's so intense. Yeah. I don't know, but it's it's cool. I love this style of jamming. I'm never gonna get tired of it, I don't think. Some folks have been talking about how they're getting tired of the goons, and I don't get it.
Yeah, I'm not there. I will say that this is a really clear kind of statement. This section here is how different the band sounded last night versus Friday. Friday, I feel like they would not have taken 5 minutes to do that segue. And I was talking about the Goose on Friday, they didn't totally link up on it every single time. And last night they were super tight. So this was great.
Yeah.
I will say time management wise, last night left a little bit to be desired. Coming out of that Hollywood Nights would have been great to have time to do another jammer of some sort, maybe throw put the So Ready in the encore. But after that Hollywood Nights, the crowd was so primed and ready. And so throwing, put a tumble there. Tumble's not doing that, but
yeah, they were very due to play a Redbird and they were very due to play a Rockdale last night, and they played neither of them, and both of them would have been incredible in that So Ready spot.
Yes, but shout out to the guys Max and Charlie from Penelope Road joining on guitar and keys. Nice little thing. Penelope Road, for those who don't know, has covered So Ready on the internet, and I think at their shows as well. But They did a great job on it last night. And Goose and those two guys looked, very happy to be up there at that moment. So that was cool.
Yeah, they looked like they're having a blast. It's funny if you listen really close on the boards, like you can show how much preparation went, or you can hear how much preparation went into this. Where Peter's like, I'm not going to use the Rhodes. So you can play the Rhodes, or you can play this. And he's like, and it's like,
well, that's why
really
they
kind of
know
funny.
those guys. They know those guys know the song, so they didn't sound check it, and they were just like, great, like we're gonna do So Ready later. Okay, cool.
Yeah, we're just gonna do the thing, and
yeah,
then
like you're gonna come out for So Ready.
Yeah, it's just funny that like is picked up on the boards, and like Peter's just like, well, I'm not gonna need this one, and I'm not gonna need this one, so you can like really just do whatever you want. And he did a great job.
Yeah,
he did an absolutely great job, and did a great job singing as well. I don't know, it was weird when he was singing at first. It almost seemed like that mic wasn't turned up to where it needed to be, and then the mic got to where it needed to be, and then it sounded great. So he did a fantastic job. That must have been difficult. Those are young guys, right? Like, how old are the Penelope Road guys?
Younger than me, I think.
Yeah, I'd say they're younger than you, and so that's got to be, that's got to make your heart jump a little bit, where you get up on stage in front of all those people, and I'm sure all those people weren't there for the opening set. So
right.
I don't know. Good for them. I think it's an excellent opportunity for them, and yeah, I'm stoked for them. It seemed like everybody had a hell of a time doing it. So
there we go. But yeah, and then that was the end of set 2. Again, just a shade over an hour. Wish we could have gotten a little more. They did not have wiggle room on the curfew last night like they did in Alpharetta. But we get Give It Time encore. This was, I guess, about due. Again, last played in Madison. So yeah, one of the longer gaps in the song's history at 6 shows. I guess as of late. But when you need a 7-minute encore, this is what you go with, or Love Light.
Yeah, and I will take this one over Love Light every single time, and I'll take this one over Don't Do It.
Nobody says that you throw ass to Love Light, but you throw ass to Give It Time.
Do you?
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm not an ass thrower, but
you got to throw ass to Give It Time. It's just
okay.
Them's the rules.
I didn't know these rules.
Yeah.
Right on. Yeah. So hey, listen, it was good. It's actually an excellent encore song, and it seems like they have a limited pool of encore tunes. So to add another one to the
short encore tunes.
Right. So having another one at the ready is kind of exciting. And if it's not 2 covers that I've already heard a million times in my life, then I'm really excited about it. So actually, but I do like this one as a set 1 closer, which they've been doing it a lot to close set 1. So I'm conflicted here, but it is a good encore. So I don't know. I like it, I guess. I think I like it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's going to take me some time.
It's good. I mean, it's been played as an encore for a very long time now. It's not, set 1 closer is it's real home, but encores are good stuff for it.
Yeah.
All right. And that is our show in Charlotte last night. There's definitely not another Goose show happening in Charlotte tonight. And so the next show is on Tuesday in Columbus, our Showhio stop, which works nicely because there is a tropical storm hitting this area Monday, Tuesday. So it's nice of the band to schedule around us so we can go to Ohio and then come back down to the East Coast after the storm has passed for next weekend. So good job, Goose.
Lucky us.
Yeah.
I don't think that was intentional, but hey, I'm glad it worked out.
Worked out well. Yeah. We could be stuck here. Well, of course, everybody enjoy your couple of days off. We will see you back here Wednesday for our Columbus recap. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Don't forget, you can visit hannahandkait.com. Use code AATPOD for 15% off any purchases over 25. Conscious pregame kits for at home. All sorts of amazing stuff that they've got there. Let's go check it out. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to this Always Almost There Day After Show Live. We will see you in a few days. Peace.
Adios.